guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I am doing a fall look using all berry tones. So if you want to know how I got this look, then please keep watching. And if you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. For foundation, I'm going in with my Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte. This one has a 30-hour wear, which I think will be wonderful to get me through the day. And this one's in the shade 098. You only really need one pump of this. A little bit goes a long way. And I find this one here, although it's matte, we still get somewhat of a matte coverage with this, but I find it's not such a heavy, stark matte. You also get a little bit more glow with it. And I find as the season's changing, we can start putting on heavier foundations. And for concealer, I'm going in with my L'Oreal True Match. This one's in the shade Light Medium. As the weather starts cooling down, I find that I do need something that's a little bit more hydrating. This one is incredibly hydrating. It's got some skincare qualities in it, so it's incredibly hydrating under the eyes. I don't mind wearing matte foundation on my skin, but I always like to have a nice sort of dewy under eye. I have a cold today, so I'm noticing my eyes are red and my nose is a bit red, so I'm concentrating a lot more of the concealer across than I normally would, especially on my nose area. I managed to get away without getting sick during winter. It was on Friday that I said to one of my friends that I hadn't been sick, and wouldn't you know it, I got sick on Saturday. I think I jinxed myself. I'm just going in with my Morphe contour stick, and this is in the shade Flicker. Need a bit more depth with this contour today. I think I'm going to have to add a lot of bronzer today because I am looking really pale today. I don't know if it's because of my cold. And I'm just going in with my Kosas bronzer in the shade Beachy. Seeing as my base is a little bit more of a demi matte, I felt like I needed a bit more of a glowy bronzer. Pulled out my autumn themed dress today. I feel like the colours in this dress has a real autumn theme. So I normally break this dress out in autumn. Normally in fall I use a lot more of the warmer tones. I felt like I wanted more of a berry look today rather than my usual orange and earthy tones. I felt like something different. And today for blush, I'm going in with my Milani Cheek Kiss in Nude Kiss. This one's a cream blush. This one to me screams fall. Every time I use it, it's just the colour tone. It has that gorgeous, gorgeous warm terracotta tone. And to me, this just screams autumn. I don't know about you guys, but I find my skin starts to get a little bit drier between the change of seasons. So I felt like I needed more of a creamy blush today. I'm just going in with my Revlon Skinlights in Daybreak Glimmer. There's not a day that goes by where I don't put a highlighter on. I use one every single day, especially if I'm using more of a matte base. And for loose powder, I'm going in with my Morphe Mini Bacon Set, and this is in the shade Brightening Pink. I really do love this Morphe powder, but I always tend to go for my Maybelline Fit Me. That seems to be the one I pick up, but I'm going to make sure I use this one and get my money's worth. It does blur the under eyes, and I find I don't get any creasing at all with my concealer. And it definitely is brightening. Boy, do I have a fun palette for eyes. I've not pulled out this palette for at least a year, so I thought it was about time to bring this palette out. And for today for my eyes, I'm going in with my Natasha Denona Retro palette. I've not used this in such a long time, and it is such a stunning palette. And it goes perfectly with my berry themed fall look. Just going in with a fluffy brush, I'm going into the shade Go Go. This is a pretty berry matte colour. Just going on the other side. And just going in with a flat shadow brush, I'm going into the metallic shade called Hello. I actually thought this one was going to come out lighter for some reason. It looks a bit lighter in the pan, but when it's on the eye, oh my goodness, it actually comes out quite dark. I'm just going in with the shade Vivienne just to tidy up around the edges. And I'm just going in with my smudge shadow brush, and this is with the shade Patty. This is more of a lighter tone matte shade compared to the one that I put in my crease. And with that same brush, I'm just going into the shade Hello, and I'm going to bring a little bit underneath as well, just to add a metallic element to underneath my eyes. This looks turning out quite dramatic. And just going in with my eye intensifier brush, I'm going into the shade Amara. I'm pre-blending this shade Amara on my hand before I go on my eye. As you can see, it's got a gorgeous rich berry tone to it. But it does come out quite pigmented, so I'm going easy on the eye. As you can see, that's already added a lot of depth. And I'm just concentrating it in a V. And this one's with the shade Amara on the other side as well, just concentrating it in a V shape. And to lighten the look up a bit, I'm just going into the shade Glitz, and I'm just going to place this shade in the middle of my eye. That's so pretty. This just softens the look up a little bit. And for inner corner highlight, I'm just going in with the shade Mod. This one's quite a stark white, so I'm just going to see how it looks. And for eyeliner, I'm going in with my waterproof Sephora 24-hour retractable eyeliner. And this one's in the shade Shimmer Espresso. I thought I kept the look incredibly warm, so I'll go in with more brown tones. I'm going to go in for a brown tone for my eyeliner and my mascara just to keep the look really nice and warm. And for mascara, I'm going in with one of my drugstore faves, which is L'Oreal Panorama Mascara, and this is in the brown shade. If you haven't tried this mascara, it is absolutely wonderful. It's so great at separating the lashes. And it doesn't smudge either. It's excellent. And it gives my lashes such a great lift. It's been a while since I've worn a brown mascara. Definitely does give the eyes more of a natural look with brown mascara. I'm just going over my brows with my Infallible Brows by L'Oreal. And for lips, I'm just going in with my Revlon lip liner in the shade Mauve. Because my eyes have so much drama, I thought I might go in with the new Revlon Super Lustrous Balms, and this one's in the shade Glossed Up Rose. Look how pretty that is. It's so stunning. This is so pretty, and you don't even need to wear a gloss with this. It is hydrating enough and gives enough shine without even adding a gloss. And this smells absolutely divine. It smells like chocolate and caramel. It just makes you feel like you want a dessert. It just feels so hydrating and comfortable on the lips, and I think that's what you need when the weather starts to get a little bit colder. You just need that comfort and nourishing feel on your lips when it is starting to get cold. Well, this is the final look. I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. It gives such great fall vibes, but using more berry tones. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. And if you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe, as it helps me out a lot.